Peace, it's the chosen one, Merkabah 13. And in this video, I want to talk about fighting the system versus finessing the system. Now, this is going to be a super deep video. I know it's probably going to go over a lot of people's heads, but me being the Merkabah, I got to bring you higher consciousness, higher awareness, and I got to bring you truth and enlightenment. So we all see what the fuck going on, man. You know, we got government-sponsored riots and protests. We got undercover agents that's actually posing as protesters, and you know, it's a lot of crazy shit going on. And you know, it's real easy to get lost in the sauce and, you know, get your thoughts, feelings, and get your mind wrapped up in everything that they showing you. But when you do that, you really falling into their trap. You see, most people can only see things on the surface level. And most people are trapped in the matrix, which means they're not able to see beyond the illusions. They're not able to see beyond what the media gives them. So it's important that when you become conscious and when you have an open third eye, to be able to perceive reality from a higher level, because this gives you the insight to see what's really going on, and it kind of exposes a lot of the bullshit. So I've been doing a lot of research just, you know, on the George Floyd situation, doing a lot of meditation, and all of this shit, man, was set up, it was staged, and it's really a part of a bigger conspiracy that's even beyond racism. And I want to talk about something that is really solution oriented and that people can actually use this information to benefit their life instead of just being emotionally invested in a ritual. Because that's really all this shit is, man. This shit was staged, bruh. All of this shit was staged because, see, we're not taught about spirituality. We're not taught about metaphysical and occult subjects. So we're ignorant of, you know, the bigger picture. We only see things on the surface level. Man, look, if that shit is on TV, it's fake. If it's on TV, it is designed to trap your consciousness within that box. It's designed to program your subconscious mind through subliminal messages and through programming. So you accept what you see on this screen and then you play it out and it manifests into your real life. And people cannot understand this. Why do you think everybody has a TV? Everybody has a phone? Why do you think everybody is so emotionally invested and emotionally charged at the same time? Bro, it's all set up and it's all programmed. Even what you think of as a revolution is set up and sponsored by the same people you think you fighting against. Bro, this shit is a war for your mind. You gotta understand how the elites and how these people really operate, because they operate based upon the spiritual plane, and they operate more so on the psychological and on the psychic level, because if they can program you mentally, they never have to really do anything physically. You'll do it to yourself, because they understand how powerful your mind is. They understand how powerful your imagination and your consciousness is. And this is why they give you the idea of racism so early. Like, black people and white people are both programmed with racism, and we get stuck on that, and we don't realize that's just one aspect of a bigger conspiracy. Because like I said, it's a war for your mind, and we don't understand how precious and powerful our soul and our spirit is. In every second that you spend giving your time, your energy, and attention to things that they showing you through these screens, they are harnessing your energy, and they're using that energy to manifest something that's even more sinister. And so you gotta be real. You have to be very mature. You gotta have a very intellectual mind to be able to separate your emotions and your feelings and to actually deal with information. So look, I call this piece Fighting the System versus Finessing the System because it is. Like I said, this was all set up and planned. So they knew that them showing you that video of a white police officer killing a black man is going to subliminally trigger you, and you will bypass all logical reasoning and you will react in a certain way. So they wanted this to happen. They want you to protest. They want you to radicalize. They want you to become violent. All of this shit is a part of their plan. So you think you doing something because you revolting. It's like on an energetic level, I fuck with it. You feel me? Because it's all energy. You know what I'm saying? I love the protest. I love the riots because it's all energy. You feel me? And I can use that energy to influence myself and motivate and inspire me just to go harder with just bringing more enlightenment and to really liberate people. So you got to understand that it's a subliminal war for your mind. So, you know, especially as black people, like we're trained, conditioned, and programmed to view ourselves as inferior, to view ourselves as victims. So they show us when we in school all this imagery of slaves, but they can't show us imagery of us being kings, us being gods and goddesses, and having our own nations and civilizations that was more advanced than even the shit that we think is advanced now. They can't show you that because this is a bigger plot, man. You got to be able to think beyond what they want you to think. You feel me? You got to really understand how deep this shit get. So look, they show you all this racist shit when you a child. So you grow up thinking that the world is against you. You grow up thinking that the system is rigged against you. You grow up putting yourself into an unnecessary struggle based upon subliminal mental programming, based upon imagery. This shit is deep, you know what I'm saying? Walk with me, because this shit is super deep. So check it out. From us seeing that, it creates it's a trigger point. So anytime they show us an image on TV or on the news of a black person getting killed by a white person or suffering at the hands of injustice or racism, is triggering something within us that we've been exposed to since children. And this allows us to be controlled and manipulated on a psychic and on a spiritual level, and we don't even realize it. So here's the game, and here's how you liberate yourself from racism and from all forms of oppression. I'm gonna give you the real solution. Racism don't exist. And the system is not racist. Now I know just me saying that, niggas is like, what the fuck? Because you identify with being a victim. Now let me explain. Racism is a byproduct of self-hatred. To even become or be a racist, you have to be operating from such a low vibrational level, and you have to be operating from such a deep point of self-hatred that all you can do is project that hate outwardly because you want other people to feel as miserable and to feel as fucked up inside as you do. So it's really no such thing as racism. It's really just hatred within people. But see, the powers that be, the elite, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, they use racism as a way to fuel more control, to fuel more death, to fuel more divide and conquer tactics so they can control and manipulate people even more. Racism is a tool used by the elite to enslave all of humanity. You feel me? And you got to be able to step outside your emotions to really see that. You know what I'm saying? So racism is just a byproduct of self-hatred. Now I said that the system isn't racist. Why did I say that? A system does not have emotions, feelings, or thoughts. So a system does not even have the capacity or the ability to hate you or be against you. But people within the system, people who have power and control over the system, they can be racist, they can be against you, and they can use your ignorance of the system against you to fuck yourself up and make you blame it on racism. Now this shit getting kind of deep. I know I probably lost a couple people by now, but check this out. The system is just a system. A system is just a way of doing things. It's just a way to connect things. It's just a certain way of going about living life. You don't have to agree with it. You know, I'm not particularly for or against the system. I'm really just neutral. But check it out. The system is designed to serve you. When you become conscious, when you become a God, you have to understand that there's nothing that controls your life outside of you. See, we're programmed and conditioned as children to view the system to be more powerful and bigger than us. Man, you a God. The system is a hoe. You gotta pimp that hoe, man. You gotta learn how to make the system work for you. And there's certain methods, there's certain information, there's certain knowledge, there's a lot of research you have to do, but we're not given that knowledge because we grow up based upon generational trauma, generational poverty, generational ignorance. And most of our ancestors, our immediate ancestors, they didn't have information, they didn't have access to the information and knowledge we have now. So all they knew was go out and get a job. All they knew was a limited role and perspective. And since most of us unconsciously accept that because we haven't been exposed to anything different, we grow up with the mentality and the mindset that the system is against us, when really the system is there to be manipulated. See, we be losing at the game because we don't have the game. You feel me? No one really gave us the game. You know what I'm saying? Like white people, Asians, all these different cultures, they have more game, and they come over here and they're able to get further because they got more knowledge, more information, and more know-how. The system is to be finesse. You got to learn how to finesse. Like, bro, it's certain methods where you can get 10 bands, 100K in a week off your phone without even having to leave your house. But like I said, people don't research that. They're not going to teach you that in school. You know what I'm saying? You got to really dig deep to really find out how to do this shit. But they program us to operate based upon emotion and to operate based upon these emotional triggers that they set up for us. So all of these protests, all of these riots, man, it's all a part of a fucking plan, and all of that shit is a trap. It's a war for your mind. You feel me? You got to learn how to finesse. You know what I'm saying? You finesse in so many different ways. You finesse by starting a business. You finesse by seeing that when you have a business entity, that you can get so much free money that you'll never even have to worry about money again. But like I said, we not educated and trained on that. So we grow up thinking that everything is rigged against us, when really it's our own ignorance that prevents us from getting to a certain point in life. And when you can truly become enlightened and gain the knowledge and the wisdom that they purposely hide you from, when you can tap back into the spirituality and the spiritual power and the spiritual practices that they tell you is evil, that they hide from you, you can truly realize that we were always free and we will always be free. Us being slaves is a narrative that they gave to us and that they force feed us through school, through imagery, through movies, so that we identify more with being a slave than with being a god. This shit is all mental manipulation, man. You can do anything out here, bro. Racism, you shouldn't even be thinking about that, because that shit is only gonna hold you back. It's gonna make you self-sabotage. It's gonna make you self-sabotage yourself. That shit just gonna hold you back, man. All of that shit is a trap for your consciousness, bro. You gotta elevate above all of that. You gotta learn how to finesse. You feel me? I got a course, got a book on the way where I'm gonna be giving real solutions on how to really get money and how to pimp this system, man. The system is just a hoe. Don't fall in love with it. Don't become too attached to it. Don't hate it. Learn how to use it to benefit you, man. We weren't taught this shit in school, you feel me? We gotta reprogram our mind and start feeding into the ritualistic practices that they show us. All that shit is staged, all that shit is capped. You know what I'm saying? It's a war for your mind. You know, I pray everybody stay safe out there, you know what I'm saying? And I want everybody to wake up, to rise up, to wise up, rise up, you feel me? And you know, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Visit my website, www.merkabah13.com. Peace.